We start this show with a Rich Eisen Show tradition. We turn 10 years old next month, and every single year that we did come on the air for an NFL season, I begin the show by going over storylines and narratives. That's my area of expertise. I'm not an X and O guy. I'm not really an all-22 guy. What we traffic in here in the Rich Eisen Show and what I do for NFL Network, this is season 22 for me. That's kicking off on NFL Game Day morning this Sunday on NFL Network. But what I do here is with narratives and storylines go over each and every team, all 32 teams, NFC to AFC, getting you set and setting the stage for all 32 teams and what is at stake for them and their narrative. So I need the music. I'm going to whip through this as best as I can. And here is my 2024 narrative preview for everybody out there here on the Rich Eisen Show. Starting with the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC East. Did their coordinator switches fix the issue from last year's collapse? And can Saquon Barkley turbocharge Philadelphia like Christian McCaffrey did to the 49ers? Can the Philadelphia Eagles get things done and get back to the Super Bowl and make sure that they can actually get the Philadelphia Eagles fans up and running for them? The New York Giants, can the acquisitions of Brian Burns on defense and the drafting of Malik Neighbors on offense help turn around the Giants, or is letting Saquon walk and missing a quarterback in the draft going to sink them again? It's Daniel Jones' potential last ride for the New York Giants and for himself as a starting quarterback in the NFC East. Then you got the Washington Commanders, new owner, new coach, new quarterback, new GM, same old problems, or will they switch things up? Can Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn and the changes that they made there, can they be a surprise team in the 2024 season? And then you've got the Dallas Cowboys, the all-in season. Will it be a springboard to ending their 28-year-long NFC Championship game drought, or will the all-in offseason be essentially, what was up with that? That's your Dallas Cowboys narrative, essentially, with Dak potentially lingering out there as a free agent. We'll see how Jerry handles that over the next 90 hours. The Detroit Lions. This is the first season I can remember where Detroit Lions fans and their front office and their coaching staff and everybody that roots for the Honolulu Blue have Super Bowl expectations, and they are 100% valid. Can the Lions go any further than they went last year, which would be, by the way, the first ever Super Bowl appearance for the Detroit Lions? The Green Bay Packers have completely changed the page, turned the page from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. Last year, I understand it was his first full season starting there in place of Aaron Rodgers. Now that went well enough for him to have made the divisional round last year and gotten Piz 8. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the National Football League. He's got a new running back in Josh Jacobs. And Packers fans, yes, you have a new DC. He's the old BC coach. Is it enough to get the Green Bay Packers back to the Super Bowl? The Vikings, Kirk Cousins out, Sam Darnold in. Is their season as simple as that? Can Sam Darnold actually capture some third overall drafted magic for the Minnesota Vikings, who paid Justin Jefferson and got Aaron Jones from Green Bay? Can the Vikings complete their chance for the playoffs? And with a 7-win team from last year, despite having 4 quarterbacks, can they get back to the playoffs with a 7-win team from last year and plus it up? Then you got the Chicago Bears. Do they have the generationally brilliant quarterback? Have their fortunes changed in the way that everybody has seen changed here with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City? Is Caleb Williams the savior? Can he do the real deal thing for them, for a team that does appear to be ready to get right back to the playoffs? And can Caleb Williams get Chicago there in his first full season? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC South, they kept everybody. They're all in it. They're running it back with Baker and company to win the division, by the way, for the 4th straight year. They have won the NFC South 3 straight years in Tampa. This could be the first ever 4-game streak for them, 4-season streak for them to win their division. Can they go ahead and do it? The Saints have a new offensive coordinator. He's the son of Gary, Clint Kubiak. The style of Sean Payton is officially gone. Pete Carmichael is out. Clint Kubiak is in. Is this going to make things more comfortable for Derek Carr? And they've got that defense with all those old Saints stalwarts, Cam Jordan, Demario Davis. You've got Marshawn Lattimore, Tyrann Mathieu. Is Dennis Allen on the hot seat? The last time they missed the playoffs 4 straight years was the 5-straight-year drought that led to Sean Payton showing up in New Orleans. They've got to make the playoffs this year. The Carolina Panthers, their 2024 season could be summed up with Nowhere to go but up. Dave Canales is the new head coach there. How much will he plus up Bryce Young in his second season and the team overall? And the Falcons have a new coach, new quarterbacks, plural, new hope, the stout D, it's a loaded O, the ATL. Can they win the division? It is all set up for them to shock the world and potentially have the greatest season in Atlanta Falcons history. And by that, I mean go to the playoffs, make a Super Bowl run nobody ever thought could be possible, make the Super Bowl in the home of the Saints and defile that home by actually winning the Super Bowl in the home of their hated rival. That is the dream scenario for the Atlanta Falcons, and it is set up for them. The NFC West, the Rams were the surprise team of 2023. They made the playoffs for the 5th time in 7 years of the Sean McVay era. How much will they miss Aaron Donald? And can Matthew Stafford have one more Super Bowl run in him in his tenure for the Rams, which could be just this year? The Seahawks, the Pete Carroll era is over after 14 seasons. Mike McDonald in, Ryan Grubb, the OC from the Washington Huskies. How will he let Geno cook? What will the Seahawks look like and try and make the playoffs for the first time in 5 years? Pete Carroll is out. What does that mean for Seattle? The Cardinals, in every game last season, they played very difficult football for their opponent. Kyler Murray is fully back. Remember, he came back from his knee injury last year. He's fully healthy, allegedly. Marvin Harrison Jr. We're all talking about Malik Neighbors and all these other rookies. You kind of forgot about Marvin because I guess you can't buy his jersey anywhere. The bottom line is, how will he make the Arizona Cardinals offense go? 8 straight seasons without a playoff win in the desert. Can Jonathan Gannon break that up? And you got the 49ers. Felt like a completely tumultuous offseason, but guess what? Everybody's signed. Everybody's back. They got a new DC. It's been 30 years since they had their last Super Bowl win, and you have to wonder, with a guy on the screen getting set to be paid and Brock Purdy, is this the last ride for this team's locker room? They've got to look around and think about that. They play, however, 8 playoff teams from last year. They will be sorely tested to try and get back to the NFC Championship game. That's my preview for the NFC. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.